Hi, welcome to this week's edition of HGA Tuesdays Tips. I am Julie.
I'm Wendy.
I'm Shonda.
And we are meeting with Amber Wykstra again with Ovation Homes. We're still out at the Harvest Fields Model Home. This is a great community out in West Point. Thank you, Amber, for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yes.
So what makes Ovation Homes different from other builders here in Utah?
That's a really great question. With Ovation, we cut our teeth on the 55 and older community, so to say. So, we talked a little bit about that, where we have that particular niche within our business. Probably about 4 or 5 years ago, what our builder realized, especially here in Utah, is that there were a lot of homes that were being built that were larger homes, maybe 3,000, 3,200 square feet. But what was happening is only maybe 1,400 or 1,500 of the square footage was getting finished. But the price on that particular home was still quite a lot. And so what he decided to do is to create a product that actually would be fully finished and try and bring that to the market at the same price. And so you may have heard this before, but it's usually cheaper to go vertical than it is horizontal. And a lot of times here in Utah, that's how builders will look at cutting costs, is they'll put a basement in, right? Because it provides you with additional square footage. The future finish is up to you. Well, what we decided to do is we went ahead and just added that second story and then went ahead and created the fully finished product. And so we do that under our sister brand of Aspire Homes. Mm-hmm. What that does is it gives us the opportunity, because we also develop our own land. So it gives us the opportunity, if we're doing an active adult, 55 and older type of a community, to develop the land right from the start so that it's conducive to that product, as well as, if there's a opportunity to do Aspire, whether it's a townhome, a 2-story home, or even a home like this that's raised out of the ground with a basement, we again will develop the land and make sure that it's conducive to that type of construction. The cool thing, and I think how that can save a client money, is that a lot of times when you're out looking at land and where to build, you really don't know what you're getting into. And I'm sure you have all had situations where, especially here in Utah, you're either, a blasting rock up on the mountain, or, you've got water issues because you're out on the west side. And so for us, where we already own the land, we've developed it, we've taken care of all of that stuff and allowed that to be included in the cost of our lot. So the owner that's building with us doesn't have to worry about surprises that way, because it's already taken care of.
That's great.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Do you have any like home warranties or anything like that you include with the homes as they're being constructed?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a 1-year structural warranty that we provide on the home. And then there's also, anytime you do new construction, the components of the home also have warranties, and sometimes they're even extended. The one that I like to share with people is on your furnace. You usually have a 7-year warranty on your furnace. The catch is when you go in, or when you get it in brand new, you got to go in and register the warranty. And so many times consumers go into new construction and they don't think, oh, I need to register my appliances, I need to register all of those things to get those extended warranties, But we have a really great warranty department that, does have to go out and look at things sometimes. Nobody's perfect. Construction is never perfect, as much as we'd love to think it is. There's always something that can come up along the way. Maybe an outlet was missed or something, and so we'll have the team come back in and check it and those types of things.
Oh, that's
Fantastic.
great. Yeah. Are there any incentives or promotions with a new build?
So right now, I think the incentives and promotions that are best for the consumer are the fact that with interest rates rising, especially on the Aspire side, our Aspire product usually is conducive more to young families that are in kind of that second home type of a situation. And interest rates have made it a little trickier to kind of move on to that next stream. And so what we've done as a home builder is we really have gone in and looked at all of our pricing and our costs to really make sure that everything is as low as it possibly can be. We've got subcontractors that have participated in that to say, okay, we're going to hold off on price increases. We're going to do some different things until the market, has an opportunity to, I don't want to say get back, because that was crazy what we were doing in COVID. But, till it gets a little bit more of a healthy, and I think with interest rates. But at the end of the day, we just don't know what interest rates are going to do. And so what I think my best advice is just, if you're looking at new construction, I think it is good to interview the builder, and have that conversation. There's some gimmick type of promotions that you can find out there, and a lot of builders will lead with those. We have chosen intentionally not to have any gimmick type promotions right now, only because we'd rather have someone come in and talk to us and say, okay, what is most important to you? If that third car garage is pretty important, well, let's work a deal around the third car garage, so that it's a bit more transparent, I guess, maybe of an approach than some of those other gimmicky opportunities out there. Not that they're bad. I'm just saying every builder's going to do it a little different. And I think for you guys as agents, I think that's what's really important about working with an agent who understands this landscape and working with contractors, because not every contractor is the same in approach, how they price.
Oh, we know.
Yeah. And so I think that is so very important, and setting up those appointments to have that meeting of the mind, so to speak, so that everybody moves forward understanding exactly where.
So just let me clarify. If
Yeah.
you want it, you negotiate it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
In all
Makes
seriousness,
perfect
yeah.
sense.
I think the other thing, having been in the business for as long as I have, I think that, you're looking for opportunities too. Sometimes when a builder puts up a spec house that has maybe sat a little bit longer, they may be more willing to negotiate than others. If it's a brand new spec house, a brand new plan, you probably, just like when a brand new home on an existing home comes on the market, you may not necessarily be able to go and really negotiate something whiz bang. But with a builder, it is a little different, because we're a business. You're not negotiating with an emotional party on the other end. It's strictly a business, and sometimes it does make sense to reduce a few things to let them go.
Yeah. Fantastic.
So I have one more question on that. Ovation, Aspire. Can you explain the difference for those that are familiar
Yeah,
with
for sure. So I think it is a little unique to us, definitely, and it's
Okay.
something that from a marketing perspective does drive me a little batty, because I have these two different brands. But the reason why our owner decided to do that is because Ovation has been building active adult single level homes for over 25 years.
Okay.
And he didn't want to muddy up that brand with a different type of product.
Okay.
And so Aspire Homes is our other product. It's a sister product, if you will.
Okay.
You still get the same choices in the design center. The design center is exactly the same. The pricing is a little bit different, obviously, because of just the way you build an Aspire home. Like, for example, with Aspire home, you could get stairs. You could still have a single level home, but you might get stairs in the entry or in the garage. So we have those two different brands, but that's the difference.
Okay.
That's why I see the two different marketing.
All right.
Yeah, that's great.
Great.
Yeah. What energy efficient features are included in the new builds?
So for the most part, and I think you will find this across the board, part of it is driven too by building codes, of course. All builders should be building with 2x6 walls now, right? And we do a 95% efficient furnace. We don't participate in, say, like an Energy Star, some of those programs that are out there, not because we don't build an efficient home, but just because sometimes when you get into that, there's some different choices that they want you to make that can affect the design of the home in order to get that certification. And so we've kind of just stayed away from that a little bit, but not to say we don't still have the latest and greatest technology. In fact, we were in a meeting this morning, and we actually built a house that was too tight, too efficient, which, believe me,
It does happen.
you can do, and how you know that it's too tight is you have different, doors that'll open and close based upon things, and windows can actually shatter if the house isn't pressurized appropriately, and a wind comes through, it can actually shatter a window. So the pressure of the home and the way things are done is pretty important. And I think it's a great question to have with a contractor to say, okay, talk to me about energy efficiency. How do you do, how do you do the insulation? How do you do those types of things to make sure you're getting the best home for our climate?
That's wonderful. Amber, thank you for your time today.
Sure.
We'll see you next week on HGA's Tuesday Tips.
All right. We'll see you.
Bye.